Hey, I'm Buster B. Jones, and welcome to our video on the legacy of country fingerstyle guitar. We're going to learn a lot of cool things. We're going to learn some Merle Travis and some Jerry Reed and some Chet Atkins, and maybe some things that I'll throw in along the way here. So I'm really excited about this because I get to do a little bit of the heritage sort of thing. I get to show you the old and some of the new. So let's get started. Let's get in tune. First thing I want you to do is notice, obviously, I've got a capo on the second fret here. That's because I have a surgically rebuilt sort of left hand here. And it makes it hard for me to make chords down here, so I run a capo. You might want to put a capo on your guitar as well, just to keep from getting confused with the fingerings. So I'm tuned a full step down. So here's my first string, which is a standard E. And my B. And the third string. The fourth string. The 5. And the 6th string. Well, now that we've got the hard part out of the way, and we're all tuned up and ready to go, let's do a song that I heard back in the 60s, I guess was the first time, called Sittin' on Top of the World on an old Chet Atkins record. I'm going to play it just like Chet, so let's get started. Well, there you have Sittin' on Top of the World, and I told you I was going to play it just like Chet Atkins. Well, I sort of lied to you. I embellished a little bit on it and then used a little Merle Travis move here and there, which I'm going to point out to you. I think the best way to explain this song is to look at the chord shapes that I'm using. I think we need to start down here with the E, and as I walk the song up, to here, what I'm using is like a C chord shape, okay? I'm going to be talking a whole lot about shapes. So remember, I'm not talking about a C chord, that's down here, but I'm using the same shape up here. And I'm moving it up to my melody. Now that's kind of like a C9 shape, and I'm stealing a little bit from this A7th shape. So like half inversions. These two notes out of the A shape, and these two notes out of the the C9 shape. So we go E to the C shape, now that's basically, I'm just stealing out of this A right here, this E-shaped A. Now you hear that little pull off right there. You're going to see a lot of that. We'll do that when I get to the split screens. I'll be able to explain it a little bit better. But they're so smooth about it, it sounds like you're almost plucking each note, but you're really not. Now here's a chord that you might give a little bit of attention to. It's kind of hard to do. You're actually playing two strings with one finger. You're using the second finger on your left hand to play the 5 and the 4 strings. All right, and that gives you this ability to slide up. Now if you have trouble doing that, it's okay to just slide back into that C shape again. Okay, instead of pushing that pinky up like that, because that's even painful for me. One of the other kind of really cool moves that Chet used to do was he would slide up into, like I call it, a G shape. And he just used only part of it. He'd slide way up. I always enjoyed that. He's playing basically the G7th shape, and he's pulling off that 7th note. And it's a nice fill if you're playing, especially with somebody else. You can do that while they're playing the lead, and it sounds just great. One other little move that I want to point out before we get into the split screen is a little Merle Travis kind of move that Chet embellished on a little bit. Merle used to go a lot like this. And Chet originally would always go. Now you can do combinations of the two of those and get all kinds of incredible things. So I think what we're going to do now, I think those are kind of the highlights of what's going on in this song. I think we're going to split the screen and just take it a little bit at a time. Now, there's a good move right there. I think you need to pay attention to that little slide. Okay, here's those pull-offs. And back to the E. Now here again, you can do the pinky or you can do it like this. There's the Merle Travis move. Now let's get those notes exactly right. It's an E7. Take the first finger off. And with a little swing. Okay, now I'm going to slide up to that G shape. Now here's an old chord I used to just love. Chet came up with as part of the A, and then add the pinky and the third finger. Back where we're beginning. Here's something I like to do every now and then. Okay, now I'll start from the very beginning of it, and I'm going to try and play it real slow, and you play along.